international business consultant, G.S. Iser.
I'm a practical futurist, and I'm going to explain what that means. But I can tell you this with certainty. 95% of you are on the wrong side of history, and I'll explain that too. Once again, I'm G.S. Iser, founder of the International Society for Empowering Relationships, and it's a pleasure indeed for me to be here. My topic today is on empowerment, but not as it is ordinarily understood. My intention is to introduce you to a new paradigm, redefining what empowerment means. A new set of values, assumptions, and parameters that will put you on the right side of history. Okay, I called myself a practical futurist. And to help you understand what I mean by that, I would like to take you back to some formative experiences as a child growing up in Austria, if that's okay. One poignant memory on my grandparents' farm revolved harvest time. That season when all the hard work, the elements of nature, a little bit of prayer, the seeds bearing fruit, all came together in sufficient bounty to sustain my grandparents through the winter. Nothing was ever wasted. Everything was preserved. The grain, the hay for the animal, the seeds for next year's planting. It was instilled in me early on that everything was connected and that we should respect with gratefulness the labor that brought it all to fruition. This kind of experience helped me to understand sustainability, but it also led me to eventually conceptualize what I call thrivability, a term that suggests flourishing rather than merely sustaining or maintaining a status quo. I believe that history is on the side of thrivability. Which side of history are you on? While my grandfather continued with the farming, my grandmother became quite a successful businesswoman marketing the products from the farm. So much so that they picked up stakes, left the farm, opened shops in the city, and now lived among the diplomats and higher echelons of society in one of the richest parts of Vienna. This told me several things. First, that a woman could be as successful in business as a man. Secondly, yes, we can. Secondly, that the diversity of people and opportunities were more supported in that mixed urban setting than in the much more uniform farming community. We came from relative poverty into abundance. All of a sudden, we were empowered by money. We were different, we felt different, and we flourished. I believe that history is on the side of diversity and women in business. Which side of history are you on? As a kid, I was fat, but fit. And I learned that our newfound wealth couldn't get me out of having to climb a rope in school. At first, I couldn't do it. I was just too heavy. But I was determined and didn't accept any limits. So I asked my father to hang a rope from one of our strongest trees that would hold me. And I started practicing climbing the rope until my feet were bleeding. My dad suggested a technique. I tried it out, adapted it to my weight, and voila, success. I was so proud of my accomplishment and what I could do by persevering. I didn't know it at the time, But I was applying positive psychology in overcoming that challenge and cultivating a loving self-perception. Positive psychology, a discipline that would become a keystone of my career and new paradigm. While it was rooted in the tangible world of Austrian rural life, I was also exposed to a future of rich, open-ended possibilities that promised brave new world. My personal history became one of anticipating and predicting future trends with an eye on making life better for everyone. That's why I call myself a practical futurist. And I would like to let you in on a little secret. Iser is my stage name, but it's my mother's maiden name, and it inspired me so much, even as a young person, that I created an acronym out of it and founded the International Society for Empowering Relationships, ISER. And today, I'm a certified consultant for positive psychology, empowering others to overcome all kinds of barriers in business and in life through the Iser Foundation. I've been a pioneer in Austria in the fields of diversity and inclusion, in corporate social responsibility, CSR, and now in what I've coined as CST, corporate social thrivability, taking sustainability to new levels of innovation and commitment, helping people and their businesses flourish. I wrote the international certification standards for CSR and diversity programs. I have advanced degrees in interdisciplinary studies and in combining diversity and innovation, but much more important than degrees, I've seen the mega trends over the last 20 years, consulting with high-end clients all over the world. And while these notions might have been slow to take root in the past, today they are accepted foundational principles of the direction our world and business is evolving. What are they again? Corporate social responsibility and thrivability, diversity and inclusion, empowerment of women in business, and positive psychology. Hopefully, you have already incorporated these to some degree into your business model, because if not, you're on the wrong side of history and may soon be out of business. So how am I going to make such a bold statement? Well, first of all, it's generally acknowledged by top CEOs globally that diversity is a key driver of innovation and success. But let me give you some cold, hard facts on how diversity and corporate social responsibility impact business and success. McKinsey reported that those companies that leverage diversity have a 45% are 45% more likely to have higher financial returns than non-diverse. Deloitte shows that diverse companies have a 2.3 times higher cash flow per employee than non-diverse companies. McKinsey again found that for every 10% improvement in gender diversity, you'll see a 4% increase in profits. So guys, what do you think gender diversity means in this context? Yes, it means more women, and more women in top positions. Thank you. Okay, here's some data on corporate social responsibility. 65% of top CEOs increase their investment in corporate social responsibility because the marketplace is demanding it. People, your customers want it. CSR fosters innovation and collaboration, and very simply, increases access to capital. Here's another one. Employees just perform better when they are engaged in socially responsible activities, with companies demonstrating 45% more efficient business processes. Corporate social responsibility helps develop new markets, strong partnerships, and the lasting legacy which you want. So which side of history are you on? Let me ask you once again, which side of history do you want to be on? The legendary Jack Welch says that unless you have a competitive advantage, you shouldn't even compete. Corporate social responsibility, diversity and inclusion, empowerment of women in business, and positive psychology. These 4 historical megatrends are your competitive advantages. Ignore these and risk your own extinction. After several decades in these fields, I've developed a comprehensive model that integrates all 4 historical megatrends, with CSR evolving into CST, corporate social thrivability, with diversity and inclusion and empowerment of women in business. And being a strong woman, I'm particularly proud of being called by some of my clients the queen of diversity and women's empowerment, after having coached and mentored so many extraordinary women in leadership positions aspiring to be even greater. And on top of it, positive psychology, the vehicle for getting the best results from your business. Positive psychology takes you from the ordinary to the extraordinary, from good results to great results, and it can make you shine. Throughout my talk, I've challenged you to reflect on which side of history you're on. Are you in sync with these 4 historical megatrends, or will you soon be extinct? Are you distinct as a business, or do you need to rethink your current business model so that you can be socially responsible, do social good, and maximize profit at the same time? So one last time, what am I going to ask you? Right. Which side of history do you want to be on? I like to consult with business owners, the decision makers of a company, rather small or large, rather large or small, for whom my message today resonates. I've just shown you the big picture, and it just makes sense, doesn't it, to move forward in sync with the 4 historical megatrends I've outlined in my talk. If that's you, I would like to invite you to track me down during one of the breaks and let's talk. In summary and in closing, I want to leave you with these 3 key message points that will help you drive and thrive your business. Number 1, diversity and inclusion, and in particular, the empowerment of women in business is very, 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 very good for your business. And you'll be on the right side of history. Number 2, corporate social responsibility and thrivability is very, 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 very good for your business. And you'll be on the right side of history. And positive psychology, the vehicle for getting the best results from your business, is very, 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 very good for your business. And you'll be on the right side of history. Thank you for your attention. Come find me. Let's talk.
Thank you, GS. That was wonderful. Thank you very much.